Hello, my name is Jacob Gardner, and I'll be describing the oil painting titled Watson and the Shark by John Singleton Copley, which now sits in the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. Watson, upon growing up, was a member of a poor and uncultured family. This was because his parents were Irish immigrant farmers who were not doing well economically upon arrival in America. However, as he aged slightly, his mother found a new husband after the death of his biological father. This new man in John's life possessed many prints of different artworks, and because Copley had access to these, he became cultured and intrigued by an artist's nature. And over the ensuing years, he taught himself how to paint. After a few years of self-teaching, he developed a very sound technique with pastels and paints. With his newfound artistic ability, Copley scored jobs as a portrait painter in the New York and Boston areas. Those whom he painted enjoyed them greatly, enough to have John Copley travel through the cities and become a household name. In his own mind, he felt as though he acted very gentlemanly, which he thought gave his work credibility. This is because of the prominence of social classes in this time. Despite being prosperous in America, Copley was in the middle of the American Revolution. This was a deciding factor in his move to London in 1774. Upon arrival, he noted that he would need to focus on historical subject matters for success. After completing some paintings in the London area, he became popular there as well, again due to his gentlemanly nature. In fact, he was so well recognized that he was elected to the Royal Academy, giving him the ultimate opportunity for true credibility. Also, this painting, Watson and the Shark, is the painting that gave him full membership of the Academy. In the painting, the young man in the water is Brooke Watson, at 14 years old. He is the subject line of the entire artwork. Watson was bitten twice on the right leg by the shark, which is clearly seen in the foreground of the painting. The second bite severed his foot from his leg, and upon resurfacing from the second bite, we see this scene where the crewmen attempt to save his life. This scene shows the shark's third attempt at a bite. However, it is driven away by the man with a boat hook. This allows Watson to be brought aboard to safety. The nearly fatal event happened only 30 years prior to this painting being finished, making this a very contemporary subject. Initially looking at the painting, there's a clear sense of movement in every character. Because every person on the boat is doing something different, we also see many different emotions. Clearly, Watson is horrified as he stares down the mouth of the shark, while the man on the far left looks nearly as terrified as Watson does. Additionally, the man with the boat hook has a look of contempt. He looks down at the shark, as though it should be dead with no worth. Also looking at the shark is an older crew member who appears to be simply amazed in the presence of the ruthless animal. And lastly, we see the West African man. He throws the lifeline to Watson so he can be pulled aboard. He shows deep concern for Watson's well-being and adds novelty to an already recent event. These faces that we see in this painting were likely modeled after those created by Charles Le Brun. Copley has put other references into his paintings as well. It is accepted that one possibility is the man fighting the shark is a reference to the story of St. George and the Dragon. It is also seen that the shark, with his jaws open wide, is a symbol of the entrance to the depths of hell. And lastly, Copley paints the boat in which the crew is sitting in resemblance to the boat represented in early stories of the drought of fishes, a biblical story. These biblical references add to the dramatization of the story portrayed in this painting by John Copley. He had to paint the background, a ship harbor, from references as well. The event took place in a harbor near Havana, Cuba. Because Copley had never been there before, he used multiple accounts to draw up his rendition of what the Cuban harbors looked like. Copley has provided a painting with a contemporary subject which seemed to be an incoming trend for paintings in the late 1700s. Not only does he follow this trend, he touches on Christian roots, adding meaning behind the characters in the painting. This studious combination adds a great deal of drama to Watson and the Shark. Thank you.